Hi there and welcome to Boxing Media Hub. We're proudly sponsored by Falcon Contracting and Jam's Boxing Chat. And we're delighted to be joined today by Mrs. Gemma Ruegg. How are you, Gemma?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I am very good. As most people will know, I'm not Joel. I am Jam, filling in for Joel today. So let's get straight into it. You was last on Boxing Media Hub in October 2022. So we won't go back over old ground. We'll go on from there. So we'll start with the Sophie Eilish fight. How did you see that one? And how was it fighting such a accomplished young professional?
Well, I didn't get a camp for that. Beck was supposed to be fighting her. And then Beck, she injured her shoulder.
That
what happened. But Sophie had been training. She was coming over from, I think it was Mallorca at the time. And I was sort of sitting around about that weight, maybe a little bit under. And Beck it was the week of the fight. Beck was injured. And I said, do you know what? Ask Sophie if she minds if I step in instead, because we know what it's like, training for a camp and then it was falling apart at the last minute. So Sophie was more than happy. She was really she was pleased that there was another opponent there. We took it on. And she's massive. she can bang. She's big. She's technically probably the best boxer I've ever fought. She's amazing. I'm a big fan of hers anyway.
Yeah.
I've been following her about 2 or 3 years. Love the way she trains. Love her commitment. Everything about her is all. She's so professional. So I was honoured to be fighting her. And she rocked me in the second round. I've never been rocked before. Luckily, I managed to recover. But she's got some heavy hands. Probably because it's not my weight. I mean, I think we fought at featherweight, so it is too heavy for me. So a little bit of a learning curve there, not to try and do that again. But she's very good, and she was such a lovely person. Her whole family are so dedicated to the sport and professional. All of them loved it.
No, that's fantastic to hear. Yeah, she seems like a really good one for the future, definitely. You've also been in since last time we spoke to you with Maisie Rose Courtney. How did you see that one?
Well, she sort of tagged and moved, and I hate that kind of fight because I feel like I'm chasing them the whole time, and that's something that I've been working on to try and cut down the ring, because I think with Maisie, maybe I was falling short a little bit of my shots where I was trying to cut her down. I was actually hoping and expecting her to come forward a little bit more, but she didn't.
She does talk, doesn't she? She talks like she's going to come and have a tear up, and then she's a bit of a dancer and mover at times, isn't she?
Yeah, well, when I spoke to her afterwards, she said she took one shot off me in the first or the second round, and she said she wasn't getting caught by that again, and she got on her bike. So, and well, like she does it well. She sort of stunk it out a little bit, but she did it well.
Do you think she'll ever become a world champion, Maisie Rose Courtney?
I still think she's got a little bit to go, but the fight she had on Saturday night was awesome. I think the girl pushed her and brought the best out on her. I mean, I don't think she's in a fight that tough, but the girl brought the best out of her, and that was fight of the night for me. I really loved it. I enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Before we move on to the next one, Gemma, we've just got a couple of comments. We've got Peaky Blinder saying Gemma's brilliant. Yeah, we agree. Håkan Johansson, all the way from Sweden, is a big fan of yours. He said, hi, Gemma.
Oh, thank you.
He came in again. He said, Gemma, I was at your fight on the GBM Sports Show. What are you hoping for next? That was a question I was going to ask you myself. Are you hoping for the Nicola Hopewell rematch?
I'd love it. I'd love the rematch because that's not the way I didn't want to go forward so much with her, but because of the cut, I had to shut things down and not try and give her that distance. So I had to sort of revert back to how I like to box. I do like to box for coming forward, but it wasn't the initial game plan. But things, you know what it is. Things change from round to round, from minute to minute, and getting that split across the eye. It was the ref was looking to stop it. The doctor kept looking at my eye. My cutsman's working like
Done wonders they did to keep you in there. They done wonders that cut because it was nasty.
Yeah, he's done it before. I got a big cut right down the forehead once in the first round, and he kept me going. So I would love the rematch because again, that's a close fight. I mean, the commentators, Alan and Spencer, both had it as a draw and a tight fight. Of course, she's going to because she's the A player. But I think if we had a different kind of fight, again, it's going to be a close fight, but maybe I could get a chance to try a few different things. But
yeah, I'd like to see the rematch, Gemma, to be honest. The scorecards were 96-94, 99-92, and 97-94. Do you think they're a bit harsh?
The 99 one's harsh.
Yeah, 92. I don't even know how they got that.
He was on his phone. I don't know. People are saying, what was he looking at? I don't know. It was just way off the other two. The other two were like similar. I think 97, 94, you know, I can agree with that. And 96, 94, I think maybe was swung a little bit home way. But watching it back, I can't normally, like, you only look at yourself sometimes when you watch yourself back, don't you? And then I've watched myself, I've watched it back and watched her. And I think it is bang on a draw. So I'd love it again.
Yeah. Do you think you take the rematch? Do you think you win it? Get it?
Oh, yeah.
You genuinely think you'll beat Nicola Hopewell in a rematch? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, let's hope we get to see it then. We'll go back to your other list of fights since we last spoke to you on Boxing Media Hub. The next one was against Miley's Ganklov. I watched this one as well. You had a right good go against such a good level fighter. How did you see that one?
I won that fight.
I think you did. To be honest, I think by a round.
A bad loser. I won that fight. So
if you weren't in France, you'd have got the decision as well, I believe. If it was in the UK, I think you got that.
Yeah, absolutely. I won 7 rounds out of 8 easily, and I felt easy. I felt comfortable, and I felt comfortable boxing like that. It was just a shitty decision, but that's what we come against, being the B player.
That's the problem, being the away fighter, isn't it? Like you said, being the B player. It's such a shame, though. It shouldn't work that way. You know what I mean? You shouldn't get done just for being the away fighter. It should be a fair scoring system for every fight.
Yeah, I'd love that. But
yeah, I don't think we'll ever see it, though.
No, I don't think so.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You've also started a clothing company, haven't you? Combat Dollies.
Oh, I did that, yeah, a long time ago in 2016. We've been going since.
Also, you probably already spoke to Joel about that, but how did that come about anyway? Because I've only just found out about it when I seen it on your X post recently.
That was when I did mixed martial arts. It was just being around in the gym, not finding anything decent to train in, like the rash guards, the spats, and that. When at that time, I had to go looking in the men's section to go and find some stuff, and then I got designing myself, designed a few for myself, and then I thought, say, if I designed some and got 10 made, then I'd sell them to my gym buddies, and that would cover all my costs. And then it just roller coasted from there, just a big snowball. And then it just, before I know it, I was getting commissioned by other gyms to do all their gear and all their kit. And
wow, that's fantastic. So, and it's been going 8 years now then. So it's obviously doing you some good. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I love it.
You need them little side hustles, don't you, when you're a boxer? When you're in a away fight like you are, who travels the world fighting in the opposition corner, you need that little side hustle, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, covers my training.
That's fantastic. I was going to ask you as well, you're from Bournemouth, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
So do you know Chris Billum-Smith? Are you friends with Chris Billum-Smith?
Yeah, well, my manager's Steve Bender as well, so he has a lot to do with Chris, and we've crossed paths quite a few times. But yeah, he's a cool guy. He's got some big fights ahead of him, hasn't he? So
that's what I was going to ask you. What do you think against his rematch with Richard Riakporhe? Do you think he's going to get it this time?
Well, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's 50-50 fight, which is people want to see, and that's the kind of fights people, boxers want to be in. And it's one of those, isn't it? Who wants it more than the night? It's yeah. And will it come down to home and away fighter? But hopefully at that level, and it won't be. Hopefully, it'll be the best man wins. I'd like to see Chris do it, obviously, because he's our Bournemouth boy. But it's definitely a decent 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I completely agree. We've done a prediction show on Boxing Media Hub recently, and I took CBS. Everyone else took Riakporhe. I've gone for the gentleman to get the decision. I think he'll take it on points.
Yeah, just hope so.
I really believe that. Okay, then. Next question, last Sharp. We'll wrap it up soon because I know you've got busy days and you don't need to be talking to me all afternoon. But what would be your dream fight, and where would that be, given a chance?
Cool. I'd like the rematch with Shannon Courtney, but maybe I don't know, it's my dream fight. It's just one that I would like to tick off because I think that I'd give her a run for her money now. I think when I fought her, that was a massive building block for me, confidence-wise. Before, I didn't think I believed I belonged at this level. And then when I boxed away, thinking, I'm boxing the elite and I belong here. So that was a turning point for me. So I'd like to go over just go over a few of my defeats and see if I can put them right, really. And she's probably one of them.
Definitely, yeah, I agree with you. You definitely deserve at that top table. Every fight I've ever watched of yours, you're never outclassed, you're never outgunned. You just get dodgy decisions. Like, even if you lose, you only lose by a point. Like, on the scoring, in my eyes, I've never seen you be dominated or bullied. You know what I mean? You're a true warrior. Fantastic. I appreciate it. The last question I'll ask you then: where did the nickname the Rebel come from?
Probably, well, my husband and probably my mum. I was a bit of a rebel as a child, and my husband came up with the name because he just knows me too well. And then once we put it across the family, my mum went, "That's the one, that's the one." So yeah, probably just not sticking to the rules, not doing anything in line with how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. Well, a bit like your boxing career, you've done it the tough way, haven't you? You've done it the very hard way.
That's it. Yeah, always done things my way. So that's it. That's the Rebel.
Bless you. That's brilliant. Well, thank you for joining me. I've really enjoyed chatting to you this afternoon. Is there anyone you want to shout out? Any sponsors or friends you want to give a shout out to before we wrap it up?
Yeah, the Dorset Old Time Boxing group. They followed me. They helped me and supported me from before day one. And not just in the boxing side. When I go away, I leave a lot of my family at home, and they cover me there. Honestly, they are family, and they support financially and every way possible. They are awesome. So big shout out to them and everyone who supports me on my journey, and all the people who've got positive stuff to say to me after my fights. Without you, I don't, sometimes you get a bit glum after a fight, but these people really sort of lift me up again and keep me going, keep me fighting. So thanks to every one of those people.
That's fantastic. Brilliant. Well, wish you all every success in the future, Gemma. You deserve more big fights. You deserve to get some decisions soon, though. That's the only thing I'll say. You deserve to start getting right decisions.
It will come.
Yeah,
I won't be.
Bless you, the Rebel. Thank you so much, then. We'll leave it there. God bless you. And make sure everyone follows Gemma on her socials and make sure that you get behind her boxing career.
Cheers, Jam.
God bless. See you, Gemma. Thank you.